Meghan Markle here.
This is Megyn Kelly. About Megyn Kelly here. Alright. Watch. At this person here, Tower Palmieri. Yeah. Hey Megyn Kelly, you want to hear the sound of one of the girls recruited from her nearby high school by Epstein? It is a pedophilia. I will recommend you to listen to the audio from the police report. Okay, this one is 1 minute and 1 second. Oh my God.
Megyn Kelly, you want to hear the sound of one of the girls that was recruited from her high school by Jeffrey Epstein?
We had a plus that was there. We had, it was like two other girls who all was to live with him.
Who were you introduced to?
One of his girlfriends, one of his, like, slaves that he had lived with him. And when I say slaves, like, one of the girls that he bought to, like, have sex with him.
They are so young.
Yeah,
one of the girls, a 14-year-old, according to police reports, referred to his penis as a wee-wee. Courtney Wild showed up at his doorstep with braces on her teeth at 14.
God.
This is not normal for a 50-something-year-old man to date a 15 or 14-year-old. It is pedophilia. And in fact, I would recommend that you actually go and listen to all of the audio from the police reports. I think you would actually understand what was really happening here. A sex trafficking operation at a nearby high school for a 50-something-year-old man.
Go to some of my earlier videos on Pt3. At that time, I did not have this channel, APTS Sussex. I was focusing mostly on Pt3. When I decided to start looking into Harry and Meghan, this is where my research point me to about the pedophilia and all of that. And from that point on, I remember when my channel started to be monetized. Every month, the amount was growing. I got to a point where I didn't even have that much subscribers. At one point, my amount was $800 something. And then after that, when I started talking about the pedophilia, never passed 200 or 300. And that's why I sometimes show the background of my channel. And this is the problem our society is facing right now. You have women who are in position where they could make a difference. Okay, they have a mic, they have an audience, they have a huge audience that's listening to them. Instead of doing the pushing back to prevent those men from continuing, instead they're using their platform to give those men a pass like it's nothing. And these men are not willing to compromise their bad behavior. So the more they continue, you have some women who's allowing those behavior to continue by giving those men a pass instead of using their platform to show the wrong that is being done to some children. Many of these children don't even get a chance to experience their youth. You know? So I cannot tell people what to talk about when they have their own platform, but when they see a wrong, either you speak against it, or don't use your platform to glamorize those bad behavior. Stay out of it if you cannot see the wrong and the bad behavior, but don't glamorize it. This is crazy. You hear the kids' voice or like little girls. There was one, and you might find this in one of my videos, someone from South Africa who was advocating, I believe in the UK, for the age of consent to reduce. I think right now it's either 16 or 15. They want to reduce it further. Okay? I don't know. My God. Let's go to the next tweet. It's making reference to Megyn Kelly. Okay, so let's see here. Holy shit. After Megyn Kelly gave a free pass to pedophiles, Trump, and Jeffrey Epstein to F children, this 14-year-old girl just gave Kelly a brutal reality check. Alright. 1 minute and 43 seconds. Screenshot in between. Any more? Oh my God. Look at the kids. The child. For the Epstein underage woman called a child. Oh my God. Alright, let's focus on this only, okay?
Hey Megyn Kelly, I'm Eloise and I'm 14 years old. I wasn't even going to say anything because the topic is an adult one. My mom even made a video about it yesterday because we didn't feel it was an appropriate topic for a child to speak about. But after hearing you go on camera and explain that Epstein wasn't into 8-year-olds, just the barely legal type like 15, I realized you might need an actual reality check from a literal child. So let me help you out. Megyn, people in my grade are turning 15 right now. Some of us still have baby faces. Some of us still have braces. Some of us still call our parents when we're scared at night. Some of us still look like middle schoolers because we basically are. And the fact that a grown woman needs a teenager to explain that is honestly terrifying. Here's the part you seem confused about. Under federal law, anyone under 18 is a child. No asterisk. No, but they hit puberty. No, older kids don't count. Anyone under 18 is a child. You said you were just giving facts, but here's the real fact. What you said wasn't factual. It was minimizing. It was making abuse sound like a technicality. And Megyn, here's the part you really need to hear. If a 14-year-old has to get on the internet and explain to a grown adult with national platform that children are children and there's no age where abuse suddenly becomes less bad, then the problem isn't confusion, it's corruption. Because kids my age aren't supposed to be the ones correcting you. We're not supposed to be the moral compass in a room full of adults who should have known better. But here we are. If my voice makes you uncomfortable, good, it should. Because the minute adults start defending predators by debating the age of a child, you're not protecting the truth. You're protecting the predator. And you shouldn't need a freshman to tell you that.
My goodness, my goodness. These are the women like Megyn Kelly who's allowing these men to continue those behaviors. I told you guys, okay? Especially people outside the US who listen to some of my podcasts. From the beginning, I told you guys, there's 2 things the US will not let go. No matter how bad you see the US is right now, 2 things they will not let go. If people are abusing dogs, animals, dogs specifically, and children. All right? So this is where we are. And these people knew when they were framing those politicians, those grown men doing those unethical behaviors with children, to put them in a shackle so they could do their damages in the, around the world. Look what's happening in down south, South America, and in the Middle East. All right, let's leave that alone. Next tweet. All right, so there's this here. Can someone ask Megyn Kelly, is 12 is bad? Trump's spiritual advisor and mega church founder, Pastor Robert Morris, was sentenced to only 6 months in jail for sexually abuse a 12-year-old. Trump sure does know a lot of pedophiles. They always seem to get light sentence too. My God, if this is something as well. Depend on where in either prison or jail that they put him. If they know, the people that's in jail know what he did, he may not come out alive. They're probably going to have to put him in a selective... I don't want to give ideas. This is someone that could be a grandfather of a 12-year-old.
But I'm just happy that it is over. I feel good about it. It's behind us. What is this doing? I don't know that word.
All right, so that's that. I'm not going to go in the comment. Next tweet. Voted for Trump. So now I have 2 videos about people who's, I guess, feeling bad for voting for Trump. But here we are. Let's pause. Shaking my head. You got what you voted for. Stop blaming poor people. 2 minutes and 34 seconds.
I need someone to make it make sense. I can't get my diabetes injections anymore because they went from $76 to $499
There it is.
a month. These injections literally keep my A1C and my blood sugar at bay. But because
Now that sucks. And you almost had me. I was this close to actually feeling bad for you. That close. And let me show you what changed my mind.
it's a sick joke. But if you're a crackhead or you're poor or anything else, everything gets handed to you on a silver platter.
What?
But if you're middle class working, it's like you're just absolutely screwed.
Well, now that I know who you voted for, because you're somebody that likes to punch down and not do your own research on why your insulin prices have skyrocketed. You voted for him. You voted for Trump. And now I know. There you go. He reversed Biden's executive actions on drug pricing pilots. Pause the read. Then I went through your comments, and I saw that this lady says, did you just blame poor people? And your reply was, during venting, yes. In Louisiana, they get a lot of handouts. Kidding me? This is the problem. You punch down, when all along, you should be punching up. Poor people didn't do this to you. It was the guy you voted for, knucklehead. It was Trump and his administration that upped your insulin and skyrocketed it through the roof where you can't pay for it anymore. To now where you're crying. You're crying on TikTok for people to feel bad for you. We don't feel bad for you. You voted for this. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. And as always, have a day.
And moment like this is why I'm saying, knock on wood, may God protect my family's health, my health, because right now it's a tough time. And I hope people, especially in the UK, are paying attention with what's going on with the healthcare system in the US, because from the beginning, when people were talking about NHS in the UK, whatever they were trying to do, and I said, whatever you do, don't make it turn for a profit. Once they turn that to be a for-profit, you are screwed. Okay? Any other videos? I don't want to read stuff. So there's that. Next tweet. This is my last one. Let's pause. Trump voters closed down their North Carolina business because of Trump tariff, and finally answer the question, will you vote for him again? A minute and 33 seconds.
Meet Wilson Jones. He and his brother are sixth-generation lumbermen, owners of Mankey's Ferry Sawmill in North Carolina. And they both voted for Donald Trump all 3 times. And because of the Trump tariffs, they had to shut down their family business of almost 40 years and lay off 50 workers. Now, whenever stories like this come out, there's only one question I wish reporters would ask. Knowing what you know now, would you still vote for Donald Trump again? And this time they did. Watch.
Do you have any regrets about voting for him?
There are some things I regret about voting for President Trump. Yes, 100%. Trade policy is one of them, even though that I wish he could have moderated his tone. Well, I understand you have to do one thing to get elected and then something else, but I wish it hadn't turned out that way. That being said, given the 2 people running, regardless of what they said on the campaign trail, I would have voted for President Trump.
So here we are.
I have regrets. I mean, it came out that that's what he was going to fight for. And normally that would affect us probably because the only place to really show a volume of lumber was either Vietnam or China. And, so it's going to affect us. But I don't, outside of not voting, I don't think I had a choice to vote any other direction.
Wow.
And this is why I roll my eyes when people say that Kamala Harris didn't connect with the working class, because the working class is literally out here saying that they would vote for Trump again after losing everything because of him. At some point, folks need to accept that the issue wasn't Kamala's message. The issue is who certain people are willing to hear it from. And that's a conversation a lot of people aren't ready to have.
Wow. Let's see here. My husband co-worker was an ardent Trump supporter. His wife and daughter were laid off from the Department of Education. His son-in-law was furloughed for 43 days. I've begged my husband to ask him that one question. Okay, Studios update. The Hispanic guy who voted for Trump and his wife stopped fixing his lunch. His son-in-law is a furloughed federal worker. He's now the only one working. Someone said, then you go to that racist MSG rally. He said Trump lied to his supporters. People are just laughing. Yeah, these people, racism is bringing them to exactly where we are now. This is why Michelle Obama is like, you're not ready for a black woman to run for office. All right? I might put the, you know what, let me put it here again because I might have 3 different videos in that one recording. So this is Michelle Obama talking about that. Let's listen to it. I played already on my last recording. This is here. I'm playing it again for the sake of this video.
So thank you all for being there for us.
You stepped into a role that carried a preconceived idea of femininity and wifedom that was founded on the landmines of racism and misogyny. What the First Lady wears is one of the main ways, which you've already said, that a First Lady is talked about. It comes with so much historical expectation. How do you feel about the fact that the First Lady is an archetype for wifedom and femininity?
Yeah, I don't agree with that. Don't agree with that. It's, you know, it is a completely throwback on. It's a definition that has no current status in how women actually show up in the world today.
Do you think that that impacts the room that we've made for a woman to be president?
Well, as we saw in this past election, sadly, we ain't ready. That's why I'm like, don't even look at me about running, because you all are lying. You're not ready for a woman. You are not. So don't waste my time. You know, we got a lot of growing up to do. And there's still, sadly, a lot of men who do not feel like they can be led by a woman, and we saw it.
Mm-hmm.
What was the question?
I just said, we don't need to ask it again. You answered it.
So,
femininity, wifedom.
Yeah. I mean, I think we still have growing to do in that regard. And, you know, we can see how progress can be made and things can be snatched back when it comes to us owning our power as women.
All right, so I just wanted to share that with you. I've already played it on one of my videos already. So that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. All right, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.